You're still listening? Great. Ready for a bonus bit? In this segment, Joe chats to Stan Gorton, the creative mind behind Kangaroo Island TV. Stan shares his EV journey from completing the lap around Australia as the 41st EV driver to his experiences living and driving on the beautiful Kangaroo Island, just south of Adelaide. They dive into topics like EV servicing in remote areas, the growing EV community, and the perks of owning a Polestar 2. Stan's passion for renewables and his commitment to sustainable driving shines through. Keep listening to hear his insights, adventures, and thoughts on the future of EVs. This is the NTEV podcast bonus bit.
Thanks for your time there again, Stan. Appreciate it.
No worries at all.
Yeah, so the funny thing was, like, about 2 years ago, I joked about Hunter Murray, who's in Alice Springs, and I'm hoping that you probably eventually will do the Adelaide to Darwin and back again route and catch up with Hunter Murray. I said that we should do some sort of podcast or some sort of Zoom meeting with different AVA members, because you're currently an AVA member now, aren't you, in South Australia?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm South Australia. I guess automatically you're in the national one. I just got the thing in the mail with a key ring in it. I guess that goes to everybody. So that was nice for AVA membership. And yeah, definitely want to do that straight up the middle. Now that I've done all the way around, I'd like to do that going through. I've never been to Alice either, so that'd be a neat trip.
Yeah, we've got a few members there already in Alice Springs, so you'll be looked after once you get on board there as such. I was away that time during China. I'm usually the organizer of things in Darwin, try to get things happening as such, and catching up with people at a waterhole or something. I apologize for that. Hopefully next time we're up in Darwin, we can catch up together and do a meet and greet as such.
Yeah, that was a shame. Though. You did very graciously offered the charging at your place, and which is lovely. And actually, yeah, you organised, or word got out, and I was met by a couple of members at Catherine at the brand new charger there, which was nice. And yeah, be real keen to come up again and get involved.
No, lovely. That's great. And what actually got you excited about electric vehicles yourself there, Stan? What got you into the first thing about it?
For me, it's mainly been the environment thing, and I'm all about renewables. And then I got to drive one, and they drive really nicely. And then the third thing would be the savings, the financial benefits of doing, because I got solar, so I'm all basically self-sustained now. But yeah, we had the bushfires go through here. That was a big thing. I mean, I guess I've always been a bit environmentally conscious. Um, and then I just said, yeah, I'm going to do it, and then started researching the models that came out. And then when the one that I was interested in came across, I just said, and I was also in the financial position to do it as well. But yeah, that's kind of what's motivated me. I'm relatively new. I already had mine for a year, but I've gotten put it to good use. Mm, doing almost 37,000, almost 38,000 Ks now. Driven around Australia, and that was the 41st person to do the lap. And done numerous other road trips as well around both South Australia and to New South Wales.
No, I love it. Congratulations for that too, the numbers wise. I mean, I don't think there's I try to look for the information every year and every time to try to see what the numbers are across Australia. I think there's a certain website that tells you what's happening. I'll keep up to date, because I tend to see some people give prizes out there sometimes. What's the current number? Who's going around Australia? Who's on a lap clockwise? Who's on a lap anti-clockwise? Which is great, and it's always good to especially you've got a unique situation because you're over in Kangaroo Island as well.
Yeah, well, that's has some uniqueness to it as well. I actually need to do it again, but I did research. We have 12. Well, last time I looked, maybe 6 months ago, we had 12 EVs registered to the island, or to island postcodes. So, and I keep seeing new ones. So, and also visitors start coming over, and we have the great RAA charging network here. So, yeah, it's only growing in terms of the numbers over here.
No, that's great. It's good. That's good news to have. It's interesting to know. And what's it like going from with the vehicle on the barge as such, going back and forth?
So yeah, there's some regulations in place. until we're getting new ferries next year. I've been assured that they won't have similar things. That basically they're only allowed, the biggest things they're only allowed 5 on at a time, and that includes hybrids like just your RAV4s and whatnot. So that gets a bit annoying. But if you book ahead, then you get preference, and you have to park right up the front, which is different. Which means you get what I call pole position. So particularly coming off, like you get to zoom up the hill first ahead of everybody else. But then the negative is you get more sea spray from the sitting up the back. And other than that, yeah, no, it's not really an issue. And hopefully that won't be around for much longer. Just went to Tasmania as well, and that was interesting. They don't really have any restrictions like that, but they do slap a sticker on you. And then I guess the vehicles seem loosely parked together, but um, yeah, so that's. I know I've been on another ferry going across South Australia, the Cow to Wallaroo ferry, and there they made you park right on the front as well. So
Yeah, no, interesting. And do you recommend people coming to visit you in Kangaroo Island, or visit the island itself?
yeah, definitely. I just had some a friend that I made through Threads, and I met him at the Everything Electric show. And yeah, he came over and just this week actually, and spent a week here in his Model 3, and had a great time. So we have one fast charger on the island on the west eastern end, and then um, quite a few like overnight 7 kilowatt slower destination chargers. So once you get onto the island, you can charge, and then I guess the trick, like with any EV traveling, really is to make sure you can charge where you spend the night, where you spend overnight. Um, Either get a motel near one of the RAA overnight charges, or there's Airbnbs where you can plug in. So, or the campground, I guess. So, um, yeah, it's a great place to come and visit. It's actually quite a relatively large. It's the third biggest island after Tassie and Melville Island up your way. So it's 150 k's across. So lots of great driving roads and nice scenery. So it's a good place to come with your EV.
And another thing I was going to mention, another unique thing you have is like you have like a Polestar as such. Tell us a bit about that, because the thing is like we don't see many Polestars in the territory as such, and just wanted to get more people involved and with the challenges. I think the biggest challenge is like with Polestar, I don't think they really want to register them as such at the moment, but I'd love to see more people, getting behind more electric vehicle models and makes, as such. And I think Polestar is a brand that, would like to see more of in the territory.
So basically, Volvo, Polestar is still basically a Volvo, pretty much underneath. Like a lot of the parts that they use are Volvo. So and it gets serviced at Volvo. So my car gets serviced at Adelaide, Volvo. But yeah, I mean, like there's no real Tesla dealer out there, but I guess there'd be Tesla service people that would go around. Is that right?
Yeah, there is. There's a Tesla Ranger that comes up to the territory, and it goes to like the actual like hires out a particular like garage, like, or a mechanical workshop for the day or two, and just do the small repairs as such, like just maybe help with like putting like doing some like filter changes, and also putting like
Some required services. Yeah. So I know that Polestar was doing that as well. And I guess now with more brands, so many different brands coming, from all the Chinese brands, whatever I mean, that'd be the way to go, is to have an EV qualified mechanic that was certified by different brands to go around and do the basic servicing. That would solve a lot of problems, or not problems, but I mean, that would address that issue. Um, but yeah, the Polestar app, I'd like to see Polestars up there, especially now we've got the new ones coming out, the 4 and the 3. The Polestars on the island, there's 4, Hertz has them, the car rental place, and they have 4 of them, and they're quite popular actually. That's what Alan tells me. You see them driving around all the time, so it's kind of nice to see Polestars driving around. And yeah, they've actually got one of them is a dual motor one, which is like so like letting people take a performance car like that as a rental. Um, that'd be fun if I ever got allocated one. I don't know if they charge people more to get the performance over the regular one, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. Yeah, I think it's just all about, I think, trying to find that dealership here that, or find a mechanic, as such. Because I am trying to do a bit of homework at the moment and see who was gonna be who's gonna be like servicing going forward, and whatnot. And if you do chat with like with Polestar again, it'd be always good to open that communications to see, like who would be someone that would be happy to service their vehicles up here. I know there's probably a few people that be keen to help out. It's just all about, if the dealer is willing to, like, happy to let that particular, like, mechanical workshop do the works on the vehicle. And
Do you have my car, the one that does the BYDs? I don't know.
yeah, so I have a representative that works for with my car at this stage. He just told me to contact the customer care at this stage to see what's going on. They're doing some works at Casuarina, my car, but at this stage it's still pretty basic. And I'll probably will eventually, like, once there's more like Chinese brands come up to Darwin, I'll probably will probably reach out to my car and say, hey, we've got this vehicle XYZ. What's happening with this? Because more and more people be asking, where can I get this service? Where can I get that service? So that's what we're trying to, like, help out Territorians, find a place to, eventually, like, get a service they need to, as such. Because
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
sorry.
I was going to say, what is the recommendation for the servicing as such? Because, every make and model has different sort of.
Well, it's interesting, like, because Polestar's told me, like, I just had my windscreen smashed again, which was pretty annoying. This time by football. It was cool because Willie Rioli was there and I was chatting to him about the Northern Territory and Tiwi Islands. Anyway, so I can get, like, they've let me do certain, Polestars let me do certain things on the island, like change the windscreen. That's just been done by the local RA approved O'Brien's basic guy. And then, like, I did ask them, they said the alignment and the wheels can be, the tires can be rotated. So yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of EVs. There's not a lot goes wrong with them, right? So as long as you can get that basic servicing done, yeah, you'd hope that there'd be a bit of flexibility in terms of having different brands for doing that. That'd be good.
I think we got Elger's Automotive, which is like, I think there's some stuff happening up here servicing wise for BYDs in Darwin. I think through, like, the Toyota Bridge Toyota or Lexus of Darwin.
Yeah, you'd have to be. I mean, there's so many of them on the road now. Basically, you'd think, and that, with, like, the other hybrids that they're pushing, maybe they'll have to start thinking about it. Same with Polestar and Geely and all the brands, whatever ones they bring out. They're gonna have to start making sure that there is servicing available.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's not like, like you go to Canberra, example, because Canberra's got a good size ACT to us. They've always got, like, their Tesla, like, dealership there. They've got, like, other dealerships going there. With us, it's quite difficult being such an isolated place. Both Alice Springs and Darwin have challenges to, present. So it'll be interesting to see going forward if we could, like, help, both the Chinese and also other sort of brands, to promote electric vehicles up here, kind of thing. Is
Yeah, I don't think that it should be like, put you off owning an EV if you live in a regional area. Like, I live on Kangaroo Island. We have my car can get service in Adelaide, which is, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours away by the time you take into account the ferry. So, as long as there's somewhere in the territory that services them, that should really open them up to all the wider area, whether you live in Katherine or any of the outer suburbs of Darwin, whatever, that, you should be able to have an EV. Yes, because that's the one big thing is people think, oh, they're just for the city, but I like to see regional people have them.
no, that's definitely that's what the cause is. I'm for any brands. We've got our own dealerships here, but we want to try to promote all different sort of vehicles and makes and models, so that way we can get people, talking about, their situation with their vehicles and let people know what it feels like, driving in a Polestar, or what it feels like maybe one day, having, a Rivian coming to the strata, sort of thing. So it's all about trying to get people bums and seats for electric vehicles and to know, like what they're going to be like. People can say this is what my car's like, and you can discuss maybe another time. We can discuss a bit more about how you like your Polestar. What do you feel about the features in the Polestar as such going forward and things like that. That's what people would love to know eventually, kind of thing.
Yeah, I reckon. I mean, that's the thing kind of that AEVA does in different groups. They have like open days where they encourage people to bring their cars, and then you can go through them and have a look and talk to different owners. So hopefully there can be one or two there. And then once people see them driving around, maybe I'll have to drive up again and spend a bit more time up there.
No, and I have to agree with you on the hybrid comment you made. Hybrids are for people who can't make up their mind.
Yeah, I mean, like it's to a large degree, it's like, what's the point? I mean, there's some special use cases maybe, but I mean, generally an EV. I mean, like otherwise you just worry about the petrol component of it, and yeah, I'm not a fan of them. And it's weird how everyone's kind of latched onto them and how popular they are. You know?
I know, I think people maybe are still using it as a stepping stone. Would that maybe be part of the reason, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, a cynical person might say that the fossil industry and all the existing industries that are using it as a lifeline to wean people off. Keep it. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, the electric cars these days, there's like you got 200, 300 kilometers range. Like,
Mm.
I mean, if you are going to do a road trip, you can do it pretty easily, So I don't understand what the advantages of having a hybrid at all are. And then you plug it in overnight, and that's good to go in the morning. And I mean, whatever they say about most commutes are most people only do 40 or 50 Ks at most in a day anyway. So
What did you think about the nationals in Tasmania?
yeah, no, that was good to go to. It was kind of silly for me to go all that distance just to spend 3 days. I'll have to go back. But it was nice to catch up with the guys and be there at the AGM, and then when they announced the South Australia on the Snowtown Charger, that was kind of a nice touch too. And yeah, I got all excited because I was leading the efficiency challenge after day one, but then came back down to reality with some better cars. Well, they weren't really better. It's interesting because there was a mix of cars in the efficiency challenge. Anyway, I ended up coming sixth. But yeah, it was a good thing, and I do like any excuse to go on a road trip, basically.
No, it's always good. I think it was a Harold driving the Model 3, was a caravan or something on a towing.
Yeah, so that was another nice thing. I got to meet Harold, which is like he's the ultimate OG legend guy. Yeah, he did it in 10 days, the lap, which was just amazing. But he was there with his trailer, he towed it across, and so did Addo Girl and Gandalf. They were also towing there. So there were two Tesla's towing caravans that had come along. And it's nice to meet them after having following them all around on their journeys, to actually meet them in person. And yeah, there's still really a strong EV community, like a lot of camaraderie, and like people coming out to meet you. And I still think that's the nice thing about owning EVs at this point until it gets all too common.
Nah, lovely. We try to look for we try to look for a Volvo dealership up here. We're not getting any like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you would. Otherwise, I mean, it would be much. Otherwise, it would be more like it would be Polestar would say yes. So the fact that there is different. Yeah, so I don't think there is. That
Yeah.
makes sense that there's not.
Yeah, but if you hear anything or nobody talking about on the forums or anything like that, just give us a hoy. We can always, or if somebody in the territory looking for one, then just guide us our way. Just if any help they need, like to know what's going on in the territory, we're always happy to help anybody who wants to get their bum into a Polestar as such.
Yeah, I mean, I think to some degree, just bite the bullet and do it. I mean, it doesn't really matter if there's no. I mean, if you have to go and see, yeah, Daddy needs to be serviced once every 2 years or 30,000 Ks. So once you've had it for 30,000 Ks, why not just go on a road trip to Brisbane or whatever and get it serviced there?
No, exactly. I have to I have to go to a dealership here and every year. So it's great that you every second year to do something instead. That's just great. It's good servicing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with electric vehicles being reliable these days, it's great.
Yeah, and the servicing isn't that much involved anyway. It's really just looking it over. So, yeah.
What's your channels if people want to follow you on social? What's your YouTube?
So it's Kangaroo Island TV. And then I'm Kangaroo Island Stan on Threads and Blue Sky
Kangaroo Island Stan. Beautiful.
on Instagram, I think. But yeah, you Kangaroo Island TV or Kangaroo Island Stan. That's generally you'll find me around the place.
Fantastic, mate. Appreciate your time today. Joe and I just want to say thank you so much, and we'll follow you on the social channels.
No worries, I enjoyed it, and yeah, keep charging and keep getting an EV. That's the way to go, I reckon.